The power of believing in yourself. Have you ever wondered what truly separates those who achieve greatness from those who never even try? It's not talent alone, it's not luck, and it's not the circumstances they were born into. The greatest force in shaping a destiny is belief, the belief in oneself. There was once a young man named Daniel. He grew up in a small town where dreams were often silenced by doubt. Every time he said he wanted to achieve something big, people laughed. They told him, "You're not smart enough, you're too ordinary, people like us don't succeed." And for a while, he believed them. He carried those voices in his mind like heavy chains. He stopped trying, stopped dreaming, and convinced himself that maybe they were right. But deep inside, there was a spark. A small whisper telling him, "What if they're wrong? What if I'm capable of more?" That whisper changed everything. Daniel's biggest enemy was not the people around him. It was the voice within. That constant whisper saying, "You're not good enough, you'll fail if you try," it was the invisible wall of doubt. And here is a truth we often forget: the greatest battles are fought in the mind before they are ever fought in the real world. If you can win against your own doubts, you can win against anything. One day, while walking through town, Daniel saw a poster. It was for a marathon that was happening in 3 months. He had never run more than a mile in his life, but something about that poster called out to him. It wasn't about running. It was about proving to himself that he could do something people believed he couldn't. He signed up. When his friends found out, they laughed even harder. "Daniel, you can't even run to the store without gasping for air. Why embarrass yourself?" But this time, Daniel didn't let their voices silence him. Instead, he told himself one powerful sentence: "I can, and I will." That phrase became his weapon. The first week of training was brutal. His legs felt like fire, his chest burned, and every step screamed at him to stop. He wanted to quit so many times, and yet, every morning he laced up his shoes and whispered, "I can, and I will." He wasn't just training his body. He was training his mind. He was breaking the chains of doubt with every step. Days turned into weeks. The laughter of others didn't sting anymore, because Daniel started to hear a louder voice inside him, a voice of belief. And this is the lesson: when you choose to believe in yourself, even small progress feels like victory. Each step forward is proof that you are stronger than your excuses. The marathon day arrived. Thousands of runners lined up, the air filled with excitement and nerves. Daniel stood there, his heart pounding. He looked around at all the athletes who seemed so much more prepared than him. The old doubt tried to creep back in: "You don't belong here." But then, he remembered every painful morning, every step, every moment when he refused to quit. And he told himself once more, "I can, and I will." The race began. The first miles felt easy, but soon his legs grew heavy, his body begged him to stop. Around mile 20, he hit what runners call the wall, a point where your body feels completely drained. Tears filled his eyes, and the voices of doubt screamed louder than ever. But in that moment, something powerful happened. He remembered why he started. He remembered that this wasn't about winning the race. It was about proving to himself that belief is stronger than doubt. And with that thought, he kept moving. Step after step, he crossed the finish line. Exhausted, trembling, but victorious, Daniel had done it. Not because he was the fastest, but because he had defeated the only real enemy, his own disbelief. Crossing that finish line didn't just change Daniel's life. It changed how people saw him. Those who once laughed at him now looked at him with respect. But more importantly, Daniel began to inspire others. One of his childhood friends came to him and said, "Daniel, I saw you finish that race. If you can do it, maybe I can too." Another said, "I've always wanted to try painting, but I've been too scared. Seeing you chase your dream gave me courage." And Daniel realized something profound: when you believe in yourself, you don't just change your own story, you give others permission to believe in theirs. Belief is contagious. One spark of courage can light an entire fire in the hearts of others. Months after the marathon, Daniel faced new challenges. He applied for jobs that seemed out of reach. He tried things he once thought impossible. And with every attempt, successful or not, he carried the same mantra: I can, and I will. Here's the truth: believing in yourself doesn't mean you'll never fail. It means when you do fail, you rise again. It means failure doesn't define you, it refines you. One day Daniel gave a speech at a local school. He stood in front of students who reminded him of his younger self, filled with doubt, afraid to dream. He shared his story, his struggles, his pain, and his triumph. He told them, the world will try to put you in a box, it will try to convince you that you are ordinary, but deep inside you, there is greatness. The only key to unlocking it is believing in yourself. Some of those students cried. Some nodded silently. But all of them felt something shift inside. That's the power of belief. Years later, Daniel looked back on his life. He had achieved things he once thought impossible. Not because he was the smartest, the strongest, or the luckiest, but because he dared to believe. And here is the lesson he wanted the world to remember: talent is nothing without belief. Dreams are nothing without action. And action is impossible without believing that you are capable. Every great invention, every breakthrough, every act of courage in history started with someone who believed. Someone who said, "Why not me? Why not now?" So ask yourself today, what dream have you buried because you didn't believe in yourself? What passion have you silenced because of fear? Remember, the chains of doubt only hold power if you let them. The moment you say, I can, and I will, you begin to break free. Believing in yourself is not about arrogance. It's about hope. It's about refusing to let fear write your story. So today, I want you to carry this with you: you are stronger than your doubts. You are greater than your fears. And you are capable of far more than you imagine. The power of believing in yourself can transform your entire life. It can turn your failures into lessons, your struggles into strength, and your dreams into reality. Never forget, the only permission you need to succeed is your own belief. This is your moment. This is your time. Believe in yourself, and watch the world change. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories that help us learn, aspire, master, reflect, and evolve together. And remember, the power to change your life begins with believing in yourself.